Good evening, everybody. Jeff at Cutter Masters here. Our killer app for this week on the Tradesman Machinist is a new feature we've added to do corner radius. As you recall, we introduced this machine around Christmas time. It's our Tradesman 3 DC, very common with wood turners. Guys who spend a lot of money on the tool bits and they don't like having burned edges because it kind of kills the tool life when they're turning a bowl or something. So we moved into the machinist market with useful applications for machine shop guys, mainly in the category of end mill modification, because it's carbide end mill features such as necks, corner rads, flats, things like that. They've been kind of ignored for a while, and you don't want to have to set up a whole tool grinder to do those things. I'm going to shoot this in 2 shots. Quick orientation first, and then I'll do another little video right next to this that shows you how it works. So to the original Tradesman Machinist, set up to do flats. So you just chuck the tool and plunge your flat, or you can feed it. As you recall, this is the feed axis here for the x-axis, and then there's you can either plunge it by hand or you can feed it mechanically in. You can lock the spindle with these guys here to prevent it from rotating if you're doing a flat. You can put a cutoff wheel, you can cut off, or you can do a neck reduction grind if you want to do that. Pretty easy, just chuck the tool and bring it into the wheel. These wheels are available in different widths. Commonly they are 1/2 inch and 3/4 inch wide. So the next thing we had to do was to come up with a way to do corner rads. This is a big deal because corners always fall off of carbide end mills. So we have some luck designing wheels in some of our other machines, and so we produced a radius wheel. On one side there's a 15th rad, and on the other side there's on this one a 78th rad, because that's our customers actually ordered that wheel. So the difference being, we used to have to work up close, up on this part of the shank, and now we have to work down this end. So we had to make it a little more travel. So we're making a new feed plate. This new feed plate will be longer. And then we also have a feed stop screw, so you can actually set your plunge depth. And then this allowed us to position the end mill a little bit farther away, and so we can get at those corners. So what has to happen is you mount the wheel. The wheel can be mounted in several positions. A little background on the machine: we designed the Tradesman Machinist so that this part of the body was steel, so you could put things on it like lights or dial indicators. I'll just put a piece of paper there. It keeps me from scratching the paint. Anyway, once you get that on there, then you can dial your new wheels pretty good, because you're going to want this wheel to be pretty close. Generally within 5 thou is fine. To true up the wheel, you just this is 732 button head. Just loosen it up, rotate it around till you get the best position, and it should be pretty close. These shafts are within 5/10. So once it's set, it's not wobbly, then you can turn your machine on. And the nice part about the DC machine, of course, is that it's real smooth and quiet. So when you're grinding something, it's not a life-threatening operation. You can get close to it. You can also hear when it touches. So now I'll do another video. I'll get set up. I'll do another video, show you how we do these corner ups. So you can either do a corner radius, or using our chamfer wheels, which people normally get to do welding flats, you can just knock a chamfer on your on the corner of your carbide end mill too. Chamfers work almost as good as rads. Main thing is to get rid of that sharp corner, because there's no material there, so it's very high stress. Anyway, see you in the next video.